most hated, the most hated comedy show. Let's see it.
It's the summer of 2025, and world-famous comedian Pete Davidson is on a plane headed straight for Saudi Arabia.
I just, I get the routing and then I see the number and I go, I'll go. I've been getting a little bit of flack just because, like, my dad died 9/11.
And he's not alone.
I was Saudi Arabia's first comedy festival, I think. And they had a bunch of comedians go out there.
Using it to deflect attention from their human rights record.
How do you even promote that? Like from the folks that brought you 9/11.
It was like Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, Bill Burr.
I wish COVID killed more people.
Louis C.K.
I might have killed a few people.
Aziz Ansari.
I kill for gay people.
I want to ask you about this comedy festival over in Saudi Arabia. These are not good people.
I mean, like, a lot of the comedians nowadays just use their psychotic hatred to get laughs, I guess you would call it.
Over there.
Take from Chris Rock. Nobody know. Don't tell anyone.
You stole a joke from Chris Rock?
Yeah, I do it. I do. Nobody know.
The government provided crucial assistance to the hijackers.
So
I'm glad you asked, because it's something I put a lot of thought into. I was just there to do a show for the people.
I'm being paid a lot of money to not care about what they do in their country.
But while this is the first time it's been mentioned on The Tonight Show, this is all part of an ongoing controversy.
Alright, so this is just about how comedians just sell out for millions and they just don't care about certain things.
See, that started back in 2017.
Saudi Arabia is buying up esports. And actually, the entertainment industry more generally, too.
Your vision.
Yeah, you had, like, I forgot what family it was from Saudi Arabia. At least I think it's Saudi Arabia. They bought the Falcons, Counter-Strike team. And they just dumped 20 million into it. There's a video about it.
It is really beautiful.
Saudi Arabia had just gotten a new leader, the young and ambitious Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, or MBS.
What do you have fun doing? Video games. Oh, what's that?
So I'm pretty sure he's the one that bought the Falcons.
Video games. You're a big gamer.
He knows his kingdom's reputation isn't great. The US State Department's put them at high risk for travelers, so tourism is basically non-existent, and foreign investors are hard to come by.
An interesting tweet from billionaire Saudi prince appears to offer an award of 100 Bentleys to the pilots involved in the Saudi bombing campaign.
So, MBS announces Vision 2030, a plan to turn Saudi Arabia into a mecca of tourism and entertainment.
I think that the new Europe will be the Middle East.
Things start off pretty well. He lightens up some of the religious laws, gives women some rights, and opens up movie theaters. The headlines look great. However, it seems like most of the reforms' only function is to help them rebrand.
So the Crown Prince has made a public show of allowing some women to drive.
Saudi Arabia's Crown.
I love how he emphasizes the word some. By allowing some women to drive.
Prince believed by Western intelligence agencies to have ordered the butchery of journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
But the changes do enough to impress the right people.
Holy shit, he is good friends with Putin. Like, I don't...
Of journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
But the changes do enough to impress...
That's a straight dap up of... Like, I'm sure that dap up right here had the cleanest... Okay, you know what I mean. The cleanest little... That just echoed around the world. Like, look at this shot.
To have ordered the butchery of journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
But the changes do enough to impress the right people, and MBS is hailed as a visionary.
More striking, social revolution with women driving the change.
Has really done things, and I think especially what you've done for women.
A lot of people have described you as a visionary leader. I talked to a number of your citizens, and that's how they describe you. And you didn't even plant them. That's really how they talk about you. That's how they describe you. And you didn't even plant them. That's really how they talk about you.
I don't... Obviously, this could be true. Like, most likely is. But, like, it's just the way you didn't even plant them. The way you laughed, I think he planted them.
To handle the entertainment side is Muhammad's right-hand man and a high school gaming buddy, Turkey Al-Sheikh. He starts by investing in his passion for boxing.
I felt like it was something that could never be fixed until this guy showed up. He has invested more money, and more money.
Oh yeah, isn't the whole boxing scene basically funded by the Saudi Arabian dudes? Like the royal family or whatever they're called? I swear, like, they're at every single major boxing event. Like, do they just own boxing now?
Money into this sport than literally up.
It's just how it feels.
As I said last week, I hate Tom and Jerry's kinds of boxing.
Then creates his own
I hate Tom and Jerry's kinds of boxing.
Then creates his
Tom and Jerry's kind of
own organization.
What does that mean?
For soccer, golf, TED Expos, esports, and even signs contracts with the UFC.
Okay, is he mean like an actual person, Tom and Jerry? Like actual people named Tom and Jerry? Because Tom and Jerry, I'm thinking of freaking the cartoon Tom and Jerry.
With my brother Dana White, and we want my brother now to have big cock.
Why is he holding bro's hand like that?
And WWE.
History will undoubtedly be made again. You are making history a lot later.
Oh, he's now funding WrestleMania? Oh my gosh, this guy has money.
Pretty soon it becomes painfully clear that if Turkey wants something, he likely has the means to get it.
The guy he looked at the scorecard.
Listen, they control.
Has the means to get it.
The guy he looked at the scorecard.
Listen, they control the sport of boxing.
It's scripted. I just, well, every sport is scripted nowadays. I have a feeling. But the way he says he looked at the scorecard, cuts him off, holds up the number 2, then Dana says they control boxing. It's scripted.
Right now, I don't think it's hard for them to steal anybody from anybody. He and I have become very close friends in a very short amount of time, and there aren't a lot of people that I would do a deal like this with. There's no people, actually.
I mean, Dana, it looks like you guys are a little romantical. I mean, look
there
at
aren't
that.
a lot of people
holding hands, walking like you're a good
that I would
couple.
do a deal like this with. There's no people, actually.
I mean, dude, that would be insane. Imagine 2 rich people, like male or female. Imagine these 2 just dating. You got $2 billion company owners just.
He's a little guy, to be honest with you. So
I want to tell you, I don't have the magic. I have something more powerful than the magic.
I have money, power, and dictatorship.
Behind me, there is big mountain.
Jokes.
You cannot see the end of the mountain.
This is a never-ending giant mountain of cash.
Over the next few years, he offers the highest level sports players absurd amounts of money to leave their league and come play in Saudi Arabia.
Each will have to answer for their participation in so-called sports washing, an attempt by the government to distract from the country's human rights abuses.
Some people turn it down. Lionel Messi turned down a reported $1.5 billion offer.
Holy shit, dude. And now Messi's playing in the US of A, baby. He's in the US of A. He not a sellout, he the GOAT. Who sold out? I'll wait for you to find out who sold out.
And Tiger Woods turned down $800 million. But most of the time, it only takes 1 or 2
of all
big stars
time.
to fold for the rest of the league to follow.
Again, it comes back to my gut feeling about you that
right
if
there,
it was just about money, you would be in Saudi Arabia, right, earning this king's ransom. But that's not what motivates you. You want to keep at the top.
Exactly.
Actually, honestly, Pele's probably better than Ronaldo, so Ronaldo's top 5.
6 weeks later, guess where he is? He took all the oil money. I've lost a ton of respect for him.
Ronaldo is a cog in the system of Vision 2030.
Biggest name in the sport to join the Saudi-backed Live Golf League, Phil Mickelson, faced the music today.
No matter how successful this tournament could ever be, it can't counteract someone being...
Is the Live Golf League supposed to be like the Happy Gilmore Golf
murder,
League?
can it?
Nobody here condones human rights violations. But again, I love this game of golf. I've seen the good that it's done.
Can you just clarify what you're apologising for? Is it you're sorry for speaking the truth about the Saudis, or are you sorry for the shameless hypocrisy of taking their money anyway?
But the pressure is on all defecting golfers to answer the moral question: how much money are you willing to take to ignore human rights abuses?
And even after enduring some of the most painful grilling of all...
Holy shit!
But the pressure is on all defecting golfers to answer the moral question. How much money are you willing to take to ignore human...
Okay, I actually don't know what this has to do with Oh, that's right. It's in Saudi Arabia, owned by these people. We're getting a rundown on what these people do and all that. All right, so John Rahm got paid over $300 million to go over there. Over $200 million. Holy fucking shit. So an average of 125. Oh my.
Rights abuses.
And even after enduring some of the most painful grilling of all time.
Spend that in your lifetime. Well, yeah, you probably could just by being an idiot, but like
Turkey's method is simply bulletproof. Fast forward to 2025. This year's plans are their biggest so far.
There is a big surprise with him next year in basketball. He's a great man, and he have a great idea. And
he's like, I have no idea what he's talking about. He's just paying me a shit ton of money to keep my mouth shut.
We will be big partner with
The entertainment sector is branching out to content creators, and now even comedy.
We're gonna talk about the crisis in Spain. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the crisis in Africa. Yeah, Russia. And I want to talk about...
Sorta.
Though this is no democracy and there are red lines.
The sex and religions and this Trump job. I don't know what's Trump job, but...
Politics.
Yes, exactly.
Despite the country's insistence that conditions have changed, free speech is one thing that's not quite there yet.
A Saudi blogger was sentenced to 1,000 lashes for running...
Looks like I'm not going to Saudi Arabia anytime soon, then a free speech ain't a thing.
A website advocating free speech in the country.
Needless to say, no one's expecting a comedy-related event anytime soon. But against all odds, Turkey does it. 2 weeks, and over 50 of the world's most popular comedians, making this easily the biggest comedy festival in history. Definitely.
I mean, you literally have all the biggest
most popular comedians, making this easily the biggest comedy festival in history. Definitely the most expensive.
Behind me, there is a big mountain. You cannot see the end of the mountain.
Just like the previous buyout, some people turned down the money outright.
They were asking me to go to the Middle East soon.
What? Where? Why?
Saudi Arabia and UAE.
Dubai?
I think I'm gonna pass.
Yeah. For the troops? Is it for the troops?
Not for the troops.
What?
It's for the Saudis.
For the Saudi princes?
Yeah, and everyone's like, yeah, you should do it. Everyone's doing it. It's like, for Saudis?
Yeah.
For Saudis?
Weren't those the 9/11 guys?
But in the end, they get enough big names to bite.
Although we did get an offer to play.
I think I love it. Weren't those 9/11 guys?
Go.
You're gonna go?
And from there, it's follow the leader.
September 11th, theater at MSG, and then September 27th, Saudi Arabia with.
Oh, you. Yeah, baby. You're doing it too, right?
I am.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
October 8th. I figured the 7th would have been important, so I'm...
People talk about it here and there. However, it's not until 7 months later that people really start to express concern. Television actor Zach Woods posts a video to TikTok giving his 2 cents.
All of your favorite comedians are performing at the pleasure of Turki Al-Sheikh, and he is the head of the entertainment authority over there, and he has so many people thrown in prison because they tweeted stuff he didn't like about the soccer team or whatever, that there's a wing of a prison nicknamed after him where they hang people by their heels from the ceiling.
Now all the other comedians who turned it down start to speak up, and things
That's
get
diabolical.
Atsuko Okatsuka posts screenshots of her contract to Threads.
The money is coming straight from the crown prince who actively executes... Holy shit! Journalists, people with non-lethal drug offenses, bloggers, etc. So I'm guessing marijuana. Except without due processes, a lot of the you can't say anything anymore. Comedians are doing the festival. They had to adhere the censorship rules about the types of jokes they can make. So is it gonna be actual like fun? Like, is it even gonna be worth going if they got a shit ton of rules? And then the content restrictions are: artists shall not prepare or perform any material that may be considered to degrade, defame, or bring into a public dispute. God. Oh my gosh, embarrassment or ridicule. So basically, you can't make a joke about anything relative to Saudi. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, including its leadership, public figures, culture, or people, the Saudi royal family, legal system, or government. Yes, so pretty much anything to do with Saudi Arabia. Any religion. Valid, I'm not gonna lie. Religious traditions, religious figure, or religious practices. That's fair. That's fair to take that out. Let's be honest here. But it's weird you're making all these rules for comedians to do.
How many fans see it, and most of them are immediately drawn to the list of prohibited topics, which it appears their favorite comedians have agreed to. They can't perform any material that's considered.
Okay, they gotta be getting paid like $100 million each. More than that. If they're gonna like go by a script rather than go by their own material off the top of their dome or whatever, they're getting paid
to
a shit
degrade,
ton of money
defame,
to do
or
this.
bring into public disrepute, contempt, scandal.
Let's be honest here. I know nothing about what's going on in Saudi Arabia. I don't know about the women's stuff that's going on there. I don't know about the rights, the throwing down jail. I'm just learning about this. So if I got offered, say, $200 million to go do a comedy show, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not doing any research about Saudi Arabia, what's going on there. I'm signing yes, give me the $100 million, and I'll go there.
Entertainment, or ridicule the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, including its leadership, public figures, culture, or people, the Saudi royal family, legal system or government, and any religion. Bigger names make sense? A lot of them have built careers around being the free speech guys who push the boundaries.
Davidson went as far and even called the crowd names like idiots and terms we can't say on TV.
Naturally, when fans hear they've essentially signed away their rights, they feel betrayed.
I am shocked at some of the names and not so surprised at others. I think that they have blood on their hands. I think it's disgusting.
You taking that money literally invalidates everything you've been doing for your whole career and the shit you've been talking.
Exactly.
So that's what comes with that.
Yeah.
Now you look like you full of shit.
Right.
Comedian Dave Cross drew attention for a statement on his website, quote, "I'm disgusted and deeply disappointed in this whole gross thing that people I admire with unarguable talent would condone this totalitarian fiefdom."
And clips start to resurface showing the comedian's apparent hypocrisy.
But then didn't Chris Rock say he doesn't like going to university campuses anymore?
None of us do, because we're not going to play by their rules. You're ruining free speech.
Please tell me these are the people that are going. If these are the people that are going, just you're spitting in everybody's face with that hypocrisy. Oh my gosh. They're ruining free speech. That's why we don't go to colleges. They're not gonna pay. Here's the reality. They're not gonna pay us enough money for us to go follow their scripts. Saudi Arabia, on the other hand, will pay us enough money to follow their scripts. That's what he was actually meaning.
Saw so many liberal white comics talking on us. First of all, we never been the truth to power guys.
We've never been the ones out here. Like, there are people that are getting pushback, and like, based on some that they had said in the past, I kind of get it.
I feel like you're part of a movement in the last 10 years by comedians to be like, hey, let us say whatever we want.
Sure.
It's a kind of a free speech movement.
I'm a huge free speech absolutist.
My job is not to self-censor.
Okay.
Right. Because there's no real...
I've seen this guy before. I'm pretty sure he's been canceled more than 20 times. This guy is out of pocket.
Censorship in our culture. You can say what you want, right? Not freedom of consequence. People will be upset.
Was sentenced to 1,000 lashes.
Some of them are even condemning other people for taking the same kind of work.
You know, like, Burr's getting all this pushback, and it's like the first time I've seen in his career him not like aware of why it's happening.
Beyonce and Mariah Carey actually did private New Year's gigs for $1 million. Did New Year's gigs for Gaddafi's kids. Can you believe that? How much money do you need to make, you know?
This Messi deal is crazy. He turned down $1 billion from the Saudi government to go play in the United States.
A lot of times these athletes validate themselves through the contract that they get, even if they don't need the money.
Right.
Alright, for those delusional people that aren't very smart, he denied the money to go play in the U.S. He didn't get the money to play in the U.S. He denied the money to play in the U.S. There's a difference.
And these contracts that you can get from Saudi or some of these oil states are so exorbitant, it makes you feel in the twilight of your career that you're still that dude. And maybe that's why Cristiano accepted it.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's
They
exactly
need
what
that.
During the lead up, Bill Burr and most of the other comedians decide to stay quiet, but a few.
Wait, even Kevin Hart is
need
going?
that.
Oh
During
my
the lead up-
gosh, dude. What? Genuinely. Okay, so like, some of these guys, like Joe Coy, he might need the money. He might be going in bankrupt or some shit like that because of decisions he made. I don't know the guy. Don't know this guy very well. I know he's just out of pocket, so that's why I'm surprised he's going. He definitely doesn't need the money. Kevin definitely does not need the money. Bro gets like $100 million from every fucking movie he does. Not literally, but still.
Bill Burr and
He gets
most of
like
the
a-
other
he
comedians
gets
decide to
millions
stay
of
quiet,
dollars
but a
per
few like
movie.
Tim Dillon
And
decide
then
it's
per
only
show,
fair
he
for the
probably
fans
makes
to face the
millions
noise
upon
and put everything
millions.
on the table.
I obviously don't agree with Saudi Arabian policies on women and things like that.
Yeah.
Is it my business to tell Saudi Arabia how to live? Truly.
How big was the check?
$375,000 for one show.
I will feel.
I don't think that's true. I'm gonna be honest right here, right now. $375,000 for one show. Yeah, it's a lot of fucking money. Don't get me wrong. That's a lot of money. Like a lot of money. But for you to go and follow a script and you to just be basically a lapdog, that's crazy if that's the amount of money it actually takes you to go. Because I'm sure other people were getting millions on millions.
Safe in Riyadh. I believe in
I'm
luxury,
sure he got
and I
millions,
always have.
millions,
I
not
believe in the
370K.
ability of a society to. I'm gonna say something, and people aren't gonna like it. If you think for 1 second that some of the slaves in that country are not proud of what they've built, I was fired from the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
He also reveals that
Bill, I was fired from the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
He also reveals that the comedians are being paid anywhere from $100,000 to $1.6 million. And while the audience appreciates the honesty, Saudi authorities not so much. Another comedian named Jim Jeffries makes the same exact mistake while trying to defend them.
People have been going, oh, how dare you go over there after they killed a reporter. There's been a reporter who they killed. One reporter was killed by the government.
Also, Nimesh Patel chooses to drop out of the lineup and apologize to his fans.
What made me change my mind? Someone said, how can you be a free speech person here and then go to Riyadh? And that gave me a lot of pause. Netanyahu asked me to do something. I'd say no. This feels like the same thing. It feels life-changing money.
You backed out of it because you realize you don't need the money and that you're gonna get more hate than anything, and you want to stay loved.
I'd probably be over there. I'm just being
Never
honest with
mind.
you guys.
One by one,
Okay,
all
he's an honest dude. If it was a bigger check, he would be over there.
superstar
All
comedians
right.
make their way to Riyadh.
Hey,
Pete Davidson.
let's be honest here. If we got paid that shit ton of money, we'd go too.
Jimmy Carr, Gabriel Iglesias, Kevin Hart. The venue is Boulevard City, Muhammad Al Ali Theater. Right as they arrive at the hotel, comedians are escorted through a gauntlet of interviews, gift receivings, and even sand rituals. Turkey posts all of it to social media, and the internet has a field day.
We got Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and the other comics at the Riyadh Comedy Festival engaging in some sort of weird...
No, genuinely, like, all the people that are going to are the ones that are out of pocket. Alright, I just want you guys, when you're done watching this, look up the Dave Chappelle show. Just look that up, okay? You'll see why he's the last person to have to go there.
handprint in the sand ceremony.
Get used to me, because you're stuck with me now. So, Your Majesty.
Kevin Hart makes sense, to be honest, because, like, he follows the script no matter what. I'm sure his own shows are people that write the comedic material for him. I doubt he even comes up with some of the stuff. It's just people that write the shit for him.
Your Highness.
I want to know what I can do
There's
to
not-
become a Saudi
I don't know for a
citizen.
fact,
I'd like
I'm
to
just
start another
saying
family
shit.
in the Middle East.
The comedians take the stage, and pretty soon, quotes from the sets start making their way online.
Dave Chappelle had a lot to say, it seems. He says, right now in America, they say that if you want to talk about Charlie Kirk, that you'll get canceled. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to find out. It's easier to talk here than it is in America. So
And it's not exactly what critics want to hear.
I like that turkey guy. I like turkey. He puts his mind to something,
You can tell that a lot of this, it seems like they're forced to. Okay, I'm not gonna say you can tell. It seems like a lot of this they're forced to say, just the way they're delivering it.
okay? It's powerful. He can literally make the impossible happen. Do you regret letting the women drive? It's just more people on the road. It's 100% more people and 100% more accidents. Honestly, I am surprised by how much.
Okay, that one was a little. Sorry, but that one was a little funny. It's just 100% more people on the road and 100% more accidents. But let's be honest here. Yeah, it's funny. It's an attack on women drivers. But one thing that we do gotta use our common sense thinking here instead of getting upsetting your panties in a twist. All the women in Saudi Arabia, see, it sounds like, I don't know for a fact, it sounds like they don't know how to drive. So all of a sudden, you let them learn to drive, there's going to be way more accidents. Way more accidents.
Back home is very similar in that regard. Like, you got a haunted house.
When the festival ends and the comedians finally come out to talk, it's clear that the weeks of silence have only made things build up
I
inside.
just want to let everybody know you're welcome, okay? Flagrant went out to the Middle East, and then all of a sudden there's a hostage agreement, there's a peace deal. I'm just saying.
But let's be frank, you never wanted friendship. You were afraid to be my dad.
People are so stupid.
You know, they are bigging it up with positive responses, and some of them who weren't speaking to anyone before the festival began have come up with defenses of why it wasn't just about a big payday.
Did you or the other comedians have any sense that there'd be this kind of response when you got back?
No, I had no fucking idea, because just for the record, I'm also doing London, England on that tour. So there's like that element of racism to it where if brown people are doing it, it's up.
Like, you either have fans in other places or you don't. I will perform for my fans wherever they are in the world. People don't decide where they're born.
So you did it for the fans.
What was the backlash, though?
Tell me what was the backlash?
The backlash is just people who weren't invited and that don't even have fans outside of Brooklyn.
You know, there's people over there.
Shane Gillis was invited literally at the beginning of the video. He just didn't go because he doesn't trust the Saudis. Pretty much, because aren't those the guys that did 9/11?
That don't agree with the
Why
stuff
would you go?
that the government's doing.
Or why would he go when
to describe like the worst?
Shane loves America. Like, he's American, blood in, blood out. So why would he go and kiss the feet of a Saudi prince just for some money?
Behavior of the government onto those people is not fair.
Right. Yes. I mean, the people
At least I think he
over,
didn't go.
these are not good people over there.
Okay, so you also believe that the Chinese government and the Chinese people are exactly the same.
She okay? Like, did all those plastic surgery and chemicals they pumped into your face get to your brain? Because it sounds like you're yapping to yap at this point.
It's just racism. I think it took me a second, because when people are going like, oh, you're doing something unethical, I'm like, oh, these must be ethical people. And then you're like, oh no, you're just racist.
First of all, big shout out to Rihad.
When did America become the moral compass on human decency and human rights? Did we forget 400 years of slavery? Did we forget about the genocide of the Native American Indian? Damn near white.
All right. No, America is not perfect. Yes, it's one of the worst countries out there. Let's be honest here. Okay, maybe not one of the worst, but it's not a great country. There's better ones. But saying all that as an excuse to say America's bad is just outright outrageous. Germany, 10 times worse in that factor, ain't it? Oh, but it was under one man. So what does the country have to do with anything in America too? It was under the power and supervision of the men, of many other men. So it's the men's fault, not the country's fault. Start using your brain. Start using your brain, pal. It's not the country as a whole. A country as a whole is like adding me into the equation, adding you into the equation. While as it's one man's decision, well, I guess several people's decision to say nuke a fucking country or cause genocide on people or do all this, yeah. It's not the country, it's the fucking people that run it. Get mad at them. Just like how the Saudi princes, not many people like them because of what they're doing to their country.
Out an entire race of people.
As for whether this will affect future events, it's still up in the air. Now with that out of the way, Turkey moves on to his next target.
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
I've always admired the power of flag football, the fastest.
Ain't no way they're making a professional flag football league. If they are, I might have to join, bro. I actually might have to. Once when my knee is no longer blown out, I might have to get back behind the
sport in the
Just,
world. So I'm
dime.
very excited to
Dime.
announce that I'm coming out of retirement and teaming
Okay, never mind. Bro came out of retirement to play some flag football.
up with His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh. I'd now like to turn it over to His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh. Thank you.
I don't really care that Tom Brady's going to play flag football. What I care about is how many dollars are they cramming into his bank account for it. No wonder they built him a statue.
Wow.
How many?
All right. So, moral of the story is Saudi Arabians will pay you infinite amount of money to do whatever they want. I mean, shit. That's how it works. Love you all. God first and God bless.